Hello there. In this video we are going to see the static initializer block and how it works. So static initializer block is named with a keyword static with a pair of curly braces. Just like imagine you have a while loop that starts with while, then inside the parentheses we will provide some condition, then we will have a open and close curly braces. The same way, static initializer block have curly braces and a keyword called static before the opening curly braces. So the static initializer block is used to initialize only the static variables. So we can initialize the static variable inside these curly braces. So whatever initialization we keep inside the initializer block, that will get called only once. That means, say for example, we have AWT color and let's assume that it is initialized inside a static initializer block. So in our code or in our Java application, if we use the keyword color and some color constant, then the initializer block get called because we used the static class. So in other words, if static class is not used anywhere in our code, the initializer block will never get called. So it will get called only when we use the class, and it will get called only once. Alright, now we will see the syntax for static initializer block. Here the class name is a static init demo, and if we have one or more static variables inside this class, and we can initialize those inside the static initializer block. This is shown here. Here we are seeing a static keyword, then open and close curly braces. Between these braces, we can actually initialize the static variables. Here is the example. In this example, we have a class called static demo, and the example has two static variables declared. If you see here in code snippet 1, we have two static variables, var1 and var2. They are just declared and not initialized. And in the static initializer block, we are initializing var1 to 15 and var2 with a string constant. The constant is a string value, that's the constant, and we are initializing var2 with that. The static initializer block runs from 8 to 12. So here is the static init demo. This is our main class. Here we used the static demo 2 times. One is at line 5 and another one is at line 8. In line 5 we accessed a static string and in line 8 we access the static integer. So if you look at line 9 in the first code block, inside the static initializer block at line 9 we have a console output just to state that static initializer block is get called. So this way we can see how many times it get called. Here in the bottom code block we use the static initializer block 2 times. So we will see how many times the console output get printed from the static initializer block. So here, since we used the static demo at least once, Java will call the static initializer block. So when it will call is when it sees it for the first time. That means when the execution goes at line 5, it knows that there is a usage of a static demo. So before executing line 5, it transfers the control to static initializer block, and it will initialize the static variable that belongs to the scope of static demo. Then it executes static demo.var2. That means it retrieves the value of var2 after the initialization. Next, the execution moves to line 8, and this time it won't initialize. Since it is already initialized, it just retrieves the content of var1 and prints that. Alright, let us explore this in Eclipse. Okay, here is our Eclipse. First we will create the static demo class. The class name is a static demo. We'll copy that. I will accept all the default and can finish it. Now we will create our class. So here is the content. We already saw this in the example. Alright, now our static demo class is ready, and if you see, we don't have any compiler issue. Next we will create our main class. We'll ask for a main and leave it as a default packaged class. Click finish. So if we don't use static class, then the initializer block will never get called. We will see that first. So here is the console window, and that's all. But when we start using it, it will get called. So first it prints using the demo class. So this is from main. Now we are using the static variable var2 from static demo class. Here's the static demo and var2 we are using. Now you will see that the static initializer get called. And if you see, it called a static initializer for static demo. Then it printed the content of var2. That means it get initialized. So here we are initializing it. Since the static initializer get called, var2 is having a value of a string, and that get printed here. var1 content also printed. And if you see, this time it doesn't call the static initializer block. So the entire lifetime of the application, the static initializer get called only once, and it get called whenever it sees the usage for the first time. So here the execution flow saw the usage for the first time at line 6. So it called the static initializer block, initialized the content with the body of the static initializer block. Then it read the value var2. After that, it read the value var1, and we can also see that the static initializer block called only once. So that's all here. Thanks for watching the video. Bye bye.